Ranger and I are back tonight, significantly earlier than last night, so that is a win. I'm really excited for the video tonight because I was thinking about something that I really wanted to talk to you about. I pulled out, I have a bunch of triggers and different things that I thought would be fun for tonight. I want to talk to you about the fact that you always have options. I was thinking about the fact that a lot of times we can feel powerless. A lot of times we can feel stuck if we have something going on. We can feel like we don't have any options and we're stuck, and it can feel hopeless. It can feel like you're stagnant and there's no way out. And a couple examples of the type of thing I'm talking about is if you're in school, let's say if you're in school, if you're in a university, if you're at college, let's say you're at a university and this was your dream school. You're at your dream school and you've been there for a few months and you're really unhappy. You hate being away from home. It is a lot harder. There's cat fur all over these. I gotta clean these. A lot harder than you thought it would be to be away from home. And you absolutely hate it. This is your dream school. You've wanted to come here your entire life. You know, that can feel like you're stuck. What are you gonna do? You don't have any options, right? Another example of the kind of thing I'm talking about is a job. You might be working somewhere and this was your dream employer. You loved being there and you've been having challenges lately, or you have a really, really difficult boss and you just do not get along with that boss. Okay. Or a relationship. You're in a relationship that, you know, you're with someone that you have been with for a very long time, and you're at this place where you feel stuck and you feel like there's nothing you can do in your situation. It's very common to feel powerless. And I want to talk to you about how, despite what you might be feeling in this moment, you actually do have options. You always have 3 options. In any of these types of scenarios, you always have 3 options at your disposal. Sometimes I think that it's the feeling like you're stuck, the feeling like you don't have any options, that can almost be more stressful. You know, you feel stuck, you feel claustrophobic. And I think that if you can remember this and change your frame of mind, change your thought process around this, I think it can really help as you navigate these types of challenges throughout life. So your first option is acceptance. So the first option is you think deeply about the situation and you decide that you are going to fully accept the current reality and maybe shift your expectations. And what this looks like is, well, what we can do is we'll go through each of these examples. Okay, so in the first example of the school, let's say you're at your dream school and you're having a hard time, but you say, you know what, this is where I want to be. This is the right school for me. This is the right school for my program. Like, this is the right place for the program I'm in is the best program in the nation for this thing I'm studying. You know, this is what makes sense for me. This is where I need to be. Sorry. Okay. So you decide, and once you can sit with that choice and that decision, that opens you up to be like, you know what? I accept that this is not exactly what I thought it would be. And I'm going to find ways to reframe my situation. So this isn't the dream experience I thought it was going to be. I miss home too much. I'm going to start going home. I'm going to build it into my routine. I go home on the first weekend of every month. I spend the entire weekend at home. First weekend of every month. It is a set part of my schedule. By establishing clear plans, that kind of gives your brain something positive to look forward to. It reframes this experience of like the ambiguity of, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna go home is. You know, that actually I should say that is assuming you are drivable or something like that, but it is feasible for you to go home the beginning of each month. So like that's what it could be like. Or even if it's not feasible, then you know what, I'm gonna have a set FaceTime call. I'm gonna talk to family once a week. I'm gonna commit to going home once a quarter. Maybe that's more feasible, you know? Make plans that shift what your reality looks like, but commit to your decision, which is acceptance. Acceptance. That is an option. So that's how you would, some of the things you can do to accept and shift your experience if you are in the school scenario. In the job scenario, you know, that it would be like, this is the best opportunity for me, and this is where I need to be in my career at this point. It's not a great boss, but everything is temporary. Job assignments can shift, things can move at any given point in time, but I need to be here. This is where I want to be right now in my career. So I missed. Oh my gosh, missed. No pun intended. Power, missed. Touchline, I love these. I missed this. Both for ASMR, and I legitimately didn't have a antibacterial thing with me. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, if you decide, you know what, this is the best job for me, this is the right job for me, I'm gonna stay here, and you accept it. You accept the reality that this is not the perfect job. This is not the dream job I thought it was. But you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna reframe your brain. You are going to remember that a job does not define who you are as a person. A job is a piece of your life, but it is not your entire life. And you can find hobbies, you can find other activities, you can volunteer, you can redefine how much space in your life this job takes. You can redefine how much energy you put into your workplace. Cats are running around outside my door. I can hear them. So when you do that, the job is no longer like such a huge presence in your life. You accept it, and it is a part of your life, but it is not your whole life. And then the other one, is relationship. So again, with acceptance, that's going to look like, you know what? This person is not perfect, but I choose this person for all of their strengths and all of the things that I love about this person, and I understand that these challenges are just a part of who they are. You are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And I choose to accept them as they are and learn to work around it. I'm not going to, I accept it. And, you know, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend is always putting their clothes in the same pile on the floor and they can't ever make it to the hamper, just put the basket there. Just put the basket there. You know? Just make life work for you. Don't make life harder. So that is your first option. Okay? Choosing to accept, just accept, and really embrace your current reality and understand that this is the choice you are committing to. Okay? Your second option is to create change. Change. You decide that you want to see change and you are going to commit to actively pursuing change. Understand that it might not be successful. And you have to accept that, whatever that may be. But if you commit to deciding that you want to actively try to create change, I think that is also comforting to your brain, because I think the ambiguity of like feeling stuck and not taking any action or deciding anything is really stressful. So if you're going to decide to create change, for the school example, right, that looks like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm not happy. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to make it in this way, so we're going to create real change. What does that look like? Can you be a commuter? That's what my sister did, actually. I lived on campus. I lived on campus, but my sister was a commuter student, and I can hear the cat, and that worked out well for her. She was a commuter student. That's a change you can make. You can commit to becoming. Can you do that? Can you change your major? Make a big change. Is that what makes you unhappy? Are you living alone? Can you find roommates? Will that give you some more peace and a sense of belonging? Can you get involved in extracurriculars? Can you find a social group that fits with your needs and your interests? Commit to making a change. Get a job. Find a gym, a sports. Commit to things that create active change in your life. And that will also help your brain fixate on the fact that you are taking forward steps in the right direction. Okay. In the context of a job, commit to change. So in the context of the job, I want that to sound, what that looks like is so unhappy, I'm so unhappy, I'm so unhappy. Have you committed to learning more skill sets? Skill sets that you can take to your manager and say, hey, I've been taking this class on the side. I would love to have the opportunity to do some of this at work. That is a change you can make. That is a change you can tackle and attempt to take on. You can really, if you have that challenging boss situation, have you tried to have a brave conversation? I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot, and our working relationship is really important to me. How can we work together to improve our communication? What do you need from me? Have you taken that step? How can I better support our needs? That is a way you can commit to real change in your work experience. If you're having a difficult time with a manager, have a brave conversation. Ask to go to lunch, make that commitment. If you want change, seek it out yourself. We can't rely on others. We have to be our own advocates. You have to be your own advocate for what you want in your life and how you want your life to look. Okay, so commit to change. In the context of the relationship one, have you gone to therapy? Have you suggested going to therapy? Have you tried going to individual therapy, going to couples therapy? You are in this thing, but you want to see change. And so what does that look like? Is it taking a break, taking some time apart so you can come back together? Is it committing to certain rules for the relationship, or whether it's a recurring date night or certain traditions, healthy traditions you can do as a couple to strengthen your communication and your relationship? Committing to walking the dog together, committing to watching a movie together once a week, committing to laying in bed and reading together once a week or whatever, What are the active commitments you can make to improve your situation? Okay. So those are the first two options. And the third thing is you can leave. You can always leave. Leaving is always an option. So, in the first situation, that is the decision that you're going to remove yourself from the situation. This is not the right place for me. I'm not thriving here. You can leave. You can transfer to another school. That is a very real option that may completely change the trajectory of your life for the better. Every place is not for everyone. Maybe this is just not your place, and that's okay. You can decide you want to take a year off. You can decide you want to go in a different direction. There are a lot of options available to you, and the traditional or the easiest path does not make it the right path. Okay, so in the context of the job, you can leave to go get a job somewhere else. You can get a job at another company, you can get a job on another team, but ultimately you are removing yourself because you have decided this is no longer the right thing for you. It is not worth your time and energy to be there any longer, and it is no longer the right place for you. That, absolutely valid. You can leave. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with deciding to leave. A lot of people advance their careers that way, you know, when you move and things like that. And then finally, in the relationship context too, you can always leave. At a certain point, if a relationship is not working, that is the kind choice, because staying in something that is not working is just going to be more pain in the long term. So, while not all of those options are going to feel fun or easy, what they do give you, all of them, is clarity. Because sometimes the ambiguity is the most painful part. Feeling, in all those scenarios, right? Feeling lost at a school, feeling like you don't fit in, not having your footing at a school, being in a role that doesn't quite feel right, being in a job that isn't quite the right fit, or having a challenging manager, that can feel really stressful and overwhelming, and it can really consume your life. And be in a relationship that's not serving you, when both of you are unhappy, you know, all of these things, this feeling like knowing it's not right, but not having clarity on how to improve your situation. That is what I'm talking about when I say ambiguity. It's the stress. It's the stress of knowing something needs to change, but not having any action towards it. That is really hard, and that is, I think, that's the most painful part. So I hope that if you can choose one of these avenues in all three of these situations, if you commit to one of these paths, whether you are acceptance. Okay, acceptance. 2, change. 3, leave. In all three scenarios, you have options and choices available to you. You just have to make that commitment. And I think that can be really helpful to remember when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna end it there. But I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you.